So let us start right from the basic. So let us quickly have a word on the CRM side. So I think most of us are aware of CRM, right? Customer relationship management, right? Okay, so customer relationship management, whenever we talk about this, customer relationship management is this tool which stores all the customer related information in one place, right? It tracks all the information related to your customers and prospects, right? Now, there is so much of information related to the customer which needs to be stored there. All this information goes and gets stored into this tool or application, what we call CRM, right? So the CRM, what we understand, is a place where you will need to store a lot of data, or a lot of information will be required to be stored there, right? Now, when we have this data to be stored, the point is, where do we store all this data? Do we put it on the server that we have built, or do we put it on a cloud-based server? Okay. So both the options are available to you. If you are a company and you have the CRM, you have both these options. You can put all the CRM related data. I'm not just about CRM, I'm just talking about CRM because Salesforce is more related to CRM. I just start my discussion with CRM thing, but it can be any data. So when you have data, you have two options of putting the data. Either you put it on your own server, or you put it on a cloud-based server. I mean, it can be personal data also. So let's say if you have a few personal files, you have two options. One, you put it in your hard disk, or you put it on a Google Drive. That sort of thing. So similarly, when there is the CRM and the CRM related data is there, the point is that where do you put all this data? Being a company, you cannot put it in a hard disk or a pen drive, because different people, or all the people in your company need to have access to that. So you cannot put it just in a hard disk or something. Okay, so you'll have to put it somewhere where everyone can access it, and moreover it is pretty much secured there. So that is something that you need to take care of. Now once we are talking about that side, so you just have two options. Either you build a server, database server of your own, put the data into that. So database server is something which can be accessed by multiple users at the same time. Either you build your database server and put your data there, or the other option, or the second option that you have is to put the data on a cloud-based server. Okay. So for our understanding, I think we understand what it means when I talk about creating your own database server and putting the data into that. You install the server, you take care of connecting it to all the computers in your company. So that is building your own server, right? When you go to some of the offices, you might have seen that there is a big server room, and it is pretty secured. People are not allowed inside the server room and everything, right? So that is the server. Okay. So one, you can build your own server. Second option that you have is you start putting data on a cloud-based server. Okay. So before we understand what that cloud-based server is, let us get a little into the cloud computing thing. So cloud computing, the practice of using a network of remote servers. Okay. So this is the practice of using network of remote servers which are not locally located remotely, hosted on the internet. So these servers are hosted on internet and accessible also through internet to store, manage and process data, rather than a local server or a personal computer. So the cloud computing is its concept of using remote servers to store the data, manage and process the data on these remote servers which are hosted on internet. Okay. So which means if you are using a cloud-based server, the biggest advantage that you have is that is accessible through internet. Okay. Whereas the local server which we are talking about, if you talk about a local server, that local server is accessible through LAN, local area network. Okay. So a server which is accessible through internet will be available anywhere in the world if you have internet, right? So that is the biggest advantage of a cloud-based server, that your server will be accessible from anywhere in the world provided you have an internet connection. Fine. I get a bit of background noise. Anyone who is trying to speak or something? No? That's fine. Okay. So I told you about two options. You have data. You have an option of building your own server in your premises and then storing the data there. The other option that you have is put the data on the cloud-based server. So for cloud-based server, we came to this cloud computing concept, and we have seen that this cloud computing talks about servers hosted on the internet, which means they can be accessed through internet from anywhere in the world. So local server is connected through LAN, local area network, and is accessible only within your premise. Okay, you cannot say that I will build a server in Bangalore and I will go and access it from San Francisco. That will not happen. But yeah, if that is through internet, you can go anywhere in the world. You can go to Kenya and access it. You can go to Colombia and access it wherever you want, right? So provided you have internet connection there, right? So nowadays, with the business models changing and the business dynamics changing a lot, you might have noticed nowadays smaller companies also have multiple offices. It's not just that a very big multinational company and all these things will have multiple offices. Small companies, 5-member companies also have different offices. One in this city, the other one in some other city, and one in a different country altogether. So companies do operate from different locations. They have small teams deployed in different countries and cities, right? So in this kind of a scenario where the requirement is this in this way, this cloud-based server is something which is very helpful to the companies, because you might not have your complete team concentrated in a particular physical location. You can have some part of your team in one country, the other part in some other country. So that is how it may be. Got it? So we are clear on this part. The cloud computing thing we have understood. The cloud-based server and the local server. How the difference is basically...
Jeet, one question.
Yeah, please tell me.
Cloud computing, you are saying that how much security these things, actually we are maintaining all the customer related information in the server, in the sense we are putting into the different locations. So I mean, cloud computing we can access through anywhere, but how much security these things, so how security perspective this is very good or what?
Yes, it is good. Why it is good, I will tell you that. We just talked about this, two options, the cloud-based server and the local server, right? Let us now just, spend a couple of minutes to think on what are the advantages of the cloud-based server. The first advantage of the cloud-based server is that you don't have to spend a lot of money into installing that server. So this cloud-based server is basically provided by a service provider, okay? And you don't have to take care of the maintenance and installation and everything. So you will not go and build your servers on the cloud and all these things. Usually this is provided by a service provider. So there is a service provider who provides this thing, who has the server, and you just pay a certain monthly charges and start accessing that. Okay. So that is this thing. That is one advantage, that you don't have to spend a lot of money. Initial cost will not be there. You don't have to take care of the maintenance of the server, because again the service provider is the person who is going to take care of it. Third advantage that you have here is that you don't have to take care of the data security also. So security thing that Pawan was just talking about. So data security, you don't have to worry on this, because it is taken care of by the service provider again. When we talk about security, there are again different aspects of security. One can be a natural disaster or something which happens. Then if you have a local server, what will happen? How will you retrieve the data? But if it's a cloud-based server or a service provider like Salesforce is providing you the service, they maintain multiple replicas of the data. So they do have, multiple servers. They don't maintain your data on one single server, and I think we all understand this. For example, I mean, take a very simple example. Facebook.com. Okay. Have you ever worried about, a photograph that you have put on Facebook? Most of us might not have done that, right? Once we have put it on Facebook, we have just, we have left it that, okay, fine, this photograph, I can access it any time, right? But if you put the same kind of a photograph on your laptop, you might need to think that, okay, fine, if my hard disk crashes or something, right? So that way. So we are not worried about that the data will get lost from Facebook, because we know that, okay, fine, Facebook is taking care of it. And they do not have one, do you think that Facebook just has one copy of your data or information? All the clients and all these users of Facebook, they just have one copy of this information, and they have kept it in one server in some particular city. Do you think so? And if there is an earthquake in that city and the server gets destroyed, Facebook is going to close their business from the next day? No. They have multiple copies of it in different cities. So even if there is a big earthquake, half of the world gets destroyed, Facebook is not going to close its business. So that is how it is. Or Gmail or Google, right? So that is. So the data is more secure there from this angle. From the other aspect also, when we talk about data theft and all, so that is the other aspect of security. So data destruction is one, or data theft is the second part. So I think what Pawan was asking was more towards the data theft side. So for data theft and to protect the data from theft and all that, for that also we have pretty high security aspects available in Salesforce, which allow you to control the security of the data. So you'll have the passwords, you'll have the activation codes. Anyone, anytime logging in from a different computer or from a new computer needs to provide the activation code which is received on the mobile phone. So that ways, right? So the security measures are pretty much there. You just have to make sure that you are utilizing those, right? So that ways. Hope that answers your question, Pawan. So, I mean, yeah, this is one question which comes into most of the people's mind the moment we start talking about a server which is on cloud. This is a question which comes into mind. I, very frequently come across this question from my clients, people who are, newly moving their data into cloud-based server. Biggest concern that they have is what about the security? Because the moment you say this is on cloud and this can be accessed from anywhere in the internet, that the thing that comes into mind is, okay, so what about security? So the thing is, we just need to understand this thing. If you have let's say a big amount of money, do you keep it with yourself every time, or do you go and put it in bank, right? So we feel that our money is more secured in bank rather than being with us. So that is the thing. So bank will take better care of the money, and we might not be able to take care of it. So I cannot carry my money along with me, or I cannot keep it at home. Usually we do not do that, right? So that is the same concept with data also. So when you're putting it on a server like Salesforce.com server or something which is on cloud, you are more or less kind of putting your money in the bank, right? So that is how it is. So from that aspect also it is pretty much secured. Just that you will have to take care of your security things until and unless you are not using a very common password which anyone can hack, until and unless you are not sharing your password with everyone, and so that sort of things if you are not doing, Salesforce from its side has pretty strict security measures. All right. So that is about the cloud computing part. So we have talked about the cloud computing aspect and the cloud-based server. And here we have a few models of cloud computing: software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Okay. So cloud computing basically talks about the resources which are hosted on internet and which can be accessed through internet. Okay, and these are shared resources. So in this definition we talk about server, but server is not the only thing which can be part of the cloud computing. Okay, You can also have softwares there, you can also have platforms there hosted on the internet and which can be accessed from anywhere, right? So the way we talked about server being hosted on the internet and we are able to access the server from anywhere. Similarly, we can think of an application also in the same way, right? Software also, I can have the same kind of requirement. I might want my software to be hosted on internet and I should be able to use it from anywhere. Now, if you have Microsoft Office installed on your computer, you purchased the license and everything and you got that installed on your computer, right? So you can use your Microsoft Office only from your computer. That's correct, right? So you cannot go and use it anywhere else if you do not have your own computer. So you might want to have a software which is again hosted on internet and you don't need to carry your computer or your PC along with you everywhere to access that software. Something like Gmail. Do you always access Gmail from your laptop? No. You might want to access it from a cyber cafe. You might want to access it from a computer at the airport or someone's office, wherever you might want to access it from your laptop, from your mobile. So that is software as a service. So that is a model where instead of the server, you are accessing the software which is hosted on the internet. Okay, so this software as a service, see, these are the examples. Email is one of those examples. All these social media applications, the Facebooks and the LinkedIn and the Twitter, you access it from anywhere. So that is a software which you have not installed on your local computer. So that is not hosted on your local computer. That is again hosted on the internet. Facebook, have you installed? Anyone? I have not installed facebook.com. Anyone who has installed Facebook application or software? No, right? So that is, but we start using it. We start using it through internet. Wherever we have internet, we can start accessing Facebook. So that is. So that is about the software as a service. The same way you can have platforms to develop application hosted on internet. That will be platform as a service, and infrastructure is what we just talked about, the server. Okay. So these three models are there. You can have softwares hosted on internet, you can have platforms hosted on internet, and you can have infrastructure hosted on internet, right? And you don't need to have those things on your local premise or local server or local computer. Got it? So now we have understood the CRM, we have understood the cloud computing, and we have also understood the models of cloud computing. Now let us understand what Salesforce actually does. So Salesforce is, okay, just give me 1 minute. 1 moment, please. Okay, here we are. So here is a small introduction to the Salesforce. So it's a global web-based software and cloud computing company. Okay, best known for its customer relationship management product. So it is best known for its CRM product. It was founded by this guy called Mark Benioff. That's fine. It specializes in software as a service. Okay, so they provide software as a service for your CRM. Got that? So just the keywords for Salesforce is CRM software as a service. That is what they provide. So it's, I'll make it a little more simpler for you to understand. So Salesforce basically is, what do you call it? A company which provides you with the cloud-based CRM concept. So we just talked about CRM, and we're talking about that. Okay, fine. For CRM, where would you store your data? Would you store it in your local server, or would you put it on the cloud-based server? So Salesforce basically provides this thing. So they provide the cloud-based CRM solution. Okay. So any company which does not want to build their own server and which is willing to put data on the cloud, Salesforce is the service provider for that. Okay, so Salesforce gives you an option where you can just purchase a license from them and you can start putting your data on the cloud. Right? Instead of building your own server, you just need to pay a certain small amount to them and you can start putting the data on the cloud. So that is what Salesforce actually is. Clear on that? We understand what Salesforce is now? Okay. So give me one more minute. So when you start using Salesforce, you don't have to worry about the server part. Okay, you don't have to take care of the server and you don't have to build and all that stuff. So server, like for using Gmail. So Gmail, you started writing emails on Gmail and you have inbox, outbox, so many things. So did you ever think of where all this data is getting stored and everything? We never thought of it, right? We never think about that. Why? Because Gmail itself will take care of where they have to store the data and all. If you create some files on your local computer, then you will have to think of where I need to save it and all that stuff, right? But for your Gmail, you never thought of it. For your Facebook, you never thought of it. Do you think before uploading your photographs on Facebook where it will be saved and everything? No. So server part you don't have to take care of. Okay. So the service provider takes care of it. So Salesforce also takes care of the server. So the hardware, whatever is required, Salesforce.com will take care of it. You don't have to do anything. Fine. You will be provided the software as a service and you will need to access that software as a service to enter your data into the system or take out the data and everything. So that is what you will be doing there. Got it? Okay. So now what do we have in Salesforce? So there are a couple of these terminologies which I want you to understand. One is the Salesforce application. Okay. So what is the Salesforce application? This includes pre-built application for customer relationship management. So pre-built CRM applications ranging from Salesforce automation to partner relationship management, marketing and customer service. So Salesforce applications are the pre-built applications from Salesforce.com. Okay. Before I get into the Salesforce application things and all, let me just tell you a quick thing. That I started my discussion with CRM. Okay. Why did I start my discussion with CRM? Because Salesforce initially started their business thing with the CRM application. Okay. So if you go back in the year 2003-2004, that is where they initially came up with the CRM application concept. Okay. So their first application was CRM application, and nowadays till date, the most popular one that they have is the CRM application. It is mostly used for CRM. Okay. Now the point is CRM the only data that a company has? No. Company also has other information. CRM is not the only thing, right? Company has employees data, they have their finance data, they have their vendors, inventories, stocks, cases, customer support, so much of other information. Customer relationship management is just one small part of it, right? But see, CRM is what Salesforce initially came up with, and that is till date the most popular solution provided by Salesforce. Now, apart from that, in last few years, Salesforce also has come up with some other applications. So they directly do not develop those applications, but they give you the platform to develop those applications, right? So if we are talking about today, you might have a question, is Salesforce all about CRM? Can we just have CRM applications on Salesforce? The answer is no. Fine. So Salesforce has pre-built CRM application that is there, but you can also design your own application. So if you want to track your projects on that, if you want to track your employees and their leaves details and the beneficiaries of employees, whatever data you want to maintain, you can do that. But for that you will have to design your own application. Okay, so that is the thing. You can do, or you can store all sort of information, all sort of data on Salesforce, but Salesforce from their side, they will provide you CRM application, and they provide you with this platform, force.com platform, where you can build your own applications. Okay, so now let us again go back and read this. Now this will make more sense. Salesforce applications are the pre-built application, custom CRM applications, ranging from Salesforce automation to partner relationship management, marketing. So everything related to CRM, all those applications are available here, right? The sales application, marketing application, customer support, or the customer service, these things are available, right? What if I need something which is completely off the tracks, which is not related to CRM at all? Then you need the force.com platform. So what is this force.com platform? Force.com platform is the first platform as a service. Okay, so this is the platform as a service where you can develop your own apps. Okay, enabling developers to create and deliver any kind of business applications entirely on demand and without software. So this platform allows you to develop your own business application based on the requirements that you have. Clear on this? So there are two things now. There is the Salesforce pre-built application, and there is the force.com platform which allows you to develop your own application as per your requirement. The other requirements, let's say I want to create an application and store my employees detail there. Salesforce does not have a pre-built application for that. However, if you want, you can go and create it on their platform. Okay, so during this training program, we will learn how to create build those applications as well. So that is how it will work. Okay.
This is Diksha. I have a question.
Yeah, please tell me.
In force.com platform, let's say if I want to develop a custom software for my company need, but thing is like to do that I need to install some software. So can I do that, or they will provide the software with?
So again, can you just come again in the force.com? I could not.
In the force.com, they provide as a platform, right? They provide the platform. So if I want to install some software to build a application, so can I need to buy a software and install on the platform?
No,
or
that,
do they provide that particular for software on the platform?
Good question. So that platform will allow you to develop your own application. You will not need any software to be purchased or installed, nothing. Okay, you can directly start developing applications on that platform.
But the application needs a different software that may not have that. I mean, Salesforce.com may not have this software.
Yeah, so you can use this platform for developing only the applications which are meant for Salesforce.com, and they do not need you to install any software and all that stuff.
For example, let's say, just I need to develop an application that required, .NET software.
Yeah, so .NET softwares are not developed on force.com. That is what I am trying to say. So force.com is not meant for designing any application. I mean, you will not go and design an Android application or an iOS application on this, right? So those are meant for Salesforce application only, and they are the ones which do not require any external software.
Jeet, Santosh,
so that means,
Santosh, 1 minute. Yeah, it will be really good. I mean, if we wait for the other person to finish and then we start. Yeah, Biksham.
Okay, no problem. So that means so they don't allow us any software to install on the platform.
No. So that is
that
is their platform, and they will only allow you to create applications for their system. Fine. They will not allow you to create
their software.
Yeah, why would they allow you to create a Java application or a .NET application on force.com platform? So that is not meant for designing other applications. That is meant for designing applications of Salesforce. Got it?
Okay, got it.
Okay,
thank you.
Yeah, Santosh, tell me now.
Unmuted. Yeah, Jeet.
Yep.
Hello? Hello, Jeet, can you hear me?
Yeah, Santosh, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. So,
Yes.
Salesforce by default has provided CRM as an application to use. Okay, if I
Right.
as a company want to do CRM in Salesforce, I'll buy that. I'm buying a license for like 100 users. I'm using CRM for that. Okay.
Right.
But on top of that, if I want to create an application, a totally different application, say for human resource, for HR, heavily customized application, even that, and after creating the application, I will load data into that, either manually or through an upload function. And now that data also has to be maintained because I'm using that application as well, right?
Right.
Right. So would Salesforce manage that data as well?
Yes, they will. So your question is, will they allow you to store data for that? Yes, they will allow you to store data for that, and they will charge you a license fee for these applications also. So if we understand it now, I think as we talked about the pre-built applications as well as the Force.com applications. So for pre-built application, they charge you a certain amount. For this Force.com platform application also, they will charge you a monthly certain license fee or something, right? So that is why they charge it, because they will maintain your data for that application. So you will be able to store your data for that.
Unmuted. Okay.
Right? Okay. So I think we have understood the overview and the basics of Salesforce. Now let us get into creating things. So I'll help you create your own edition or your own login on Salesforce, which you can use. Okay, so so far we have talked about the Salesforce, we have talked about the application and all those things. So let us get started with it, and let us create our own instance on Salesforce. I want you to create your own instance on Salesforce, which you will use to work on, and I just want you to have a feel of how it works and everything. So we need to create our own logins. So that is what I will help you in doing. But before we get into that part, I just want to tell you what exactly you are going to create. We are going to create a developer edition. Okay, so developer edition is the environment where you develop Force.com applications for free. So this is the environment where you can develop your applications. When I say developing application, anything else apart from development also, something as simple as simple admin stuff or simple data load stuff or reporting side of it, everything can be done on this developer edition. So it's not just meant for designing application, everything can be done on this. So this is going to be the test environment which you will create for yourself, and this is where you will learn all these things. Alright?
Jeet, this is Bhiksham again.
Mm-hmm.
Are you recording the sessions?
Yes.
Unmuted.
Thank you.
Okay.
Probably later on if I want to watch it, or just if I miss something else, I can go back and review this, right?
Yeah, no problem. I'm recording.
Thank you.
Okay, so this developer edition is your environment where you will do all those things. Fine. So this is that is gonna be your that is going to be the environment where you will develop, you will do the experiments, you will learn everything, right? So when you create a developer, I will help you create your own developer editions right after this slide. But what will you get? Let us understand. So this developer edition comes with a number of applications pre-installed. So this will come up with a few pre-installed applications. So when you create a developer edition, you will get a few pre-installed applications. Which pre-install? CRM application like sales, call center marketing, ideas. Okay, so these are a few pre-installed applications which will be available there. On top of that, you will also have the option of developing your own application on the developer edition, right? So this is what you are going to get there. Apart from that, what do you get? You get 5 MB of data storage space. That is a question that Santosh was asking. Do we get to store data? So Salesforce, from their side, they provide you some data storage space. Okay. So that is usually more than this 5 MB. 5 MB is only for the developer edition because okay. So this 5 MB is for developer edition because this developer edition is meant for this is a free edition, right? So this is something that they are giving for free. So that is the reason why the data storage is very less, 5 MB. Usually you will have 1 or 2 GB of data storage space and all. So that is how it is. Now you will get this 5 MB for data storage on this developer edition. You will get 20 MB for file storage. Okay, file storage where you can store attachments and all, and you will get 2 Salesforce CRM licenses. So this developer edition will provide you this. Okay, you can store small small quantity of data in this developer edition to do your test thing and all, to check how Salesforce actually works. Okay. And the most important thing, when does your developer edition expire? So it actually does not expire any time. So that is the best part of it. And it continues to be available as long as this organization have some type of activity within the previous 6 months. It will expire only if you do not use it in 6 months. Okay. If you continue to use it, it will not expire. So that is the best part of it. Got that? So that is about our Salesforce Developer Edition. So earlier, if we talk about a few years back, they just had a Developer Edition which never expired. There was no clause of 6 months and all. Now, because there are a lot of people who are creating it, so they have made this thing. 6 months, if you do not use it, it expires, right? So that is what you will have. So let's go and create that. So this is how we will.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, Sonali.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other than this developer edition, what other test environment do we have so that we can play around?
You will have, developer edition is one of the editions, and then this is a free one. There are 5 other editions. So I will tell you about those editions as well once we are done with this login. So you have a trial.
Sorry, how is this different from the free trial for 30 days that they offer? Is it the same developer edition or something else?
No, see, this developer edition, no, that is not the developer edition. So there are 5 different editions which are all paid. Developer edition is free of cost. You do have trial for all those editions which will just have the functionalities for those editions, right? So first thing, first difference between a developer edition and a free trial is trial expires, this will not expire. Fine. And then developer edition has almost all the features available in this. The trial versions will just have the features of that particular edition, right? So I'll come back to this thing. Let us do the setting up of account, and then I'll go back to that editions thing. I will talk about those editions also, right?
Okay.
That will give you a little better understanding of the trial versions. Alright, so let us sign up for our developer editions. Everyone just open internet browser, go to your browser, put this thing developer.salesforce.com/sign up. This dot is not required there. So just put this thing developer.salesforce.com/sign up. Then fill in all the details there. Put your name and your company. Company name can be anything. I want everyone to quickly do this. Set up your developer editions very quick. So go to developer.salesforce.com/sign up. Fill in all the fields there. Okay. Make sure the username that you are entering is in form of an email address. It is okay if you put your email address as the username, that is also fine. And then finally click on submit registration. Once you submit it, you will receive a thank you message, and after that you need to go to your email and click on the link to set your password. Let me know once you are done with it. Please type it in the chat window once you are done with it. Okay, Ramakrishna is done. Should look. So if you are logged in into it, I hope you see something similar to this, right? This is how it looks. So let us understand the different things available here. So first thing that we have here is in the top right corner, if you see, there is a apps menu. So this is called app menu. So all the applications that you have, if you remember, I told you that there are certain pre-installed apps in this developer edition. So all those apps are listed here. Apart from these apps, in case you create your own app, those will also be listed here. This is the help link. This is the setup menu link. If you click on setup, you will see a complete menu in the left hand side, which is required for doing any setup changes that you want to do. Okay. So setup, when I say, it can be the job of an administrator or a developer. All type of setup is done from here. So see, administrator setup and the developer setup. So everything is here. Okay, build, deploy, monitor, everything is here in the setup menu, right? If you want to make any personal setup changes, like changing your username, password, all those things, you need to click on your name. I think you will be able to see your name here. Just click on my settings. That will allow you to make changes to your personal settings, your personal like things like your personal information, first name, last name, email ID, username, alias. You want to change your password, you can do it from here. So everything is listed here in the my settings. Okay. So these four things: personal settings, setup, help, app menu. In the left hand side, this menu is there, which is either the setup menu or my settings menu. And then you see this tab panel at the top. So these are all tabs. Okay. So these tabs are basically used for connecting you to the backend objects. So we just talked about the data and everything. So whenever we are talking about database is what? Collection of tables, right? So all these tables are in the backend. You need to access those tables using these tabs. So if you want to store information, so all these tabs are connected to. Apart from home and chatter, other tabs are connected to a table in the backend, right? And you to connect to that table or to see the data or to enter data, you need to click on the tab. Got it? So campaign lead, account, contact, opportunity. Let's say you want to enter some information in opportunity table, you can click on this and this will connect you to the opportunities, and then you can start inputting information into that. The same way if you want to enter some information. So what all these mean and everything, we will talk about that. So what is this account tab meant for, or what is this contact tab or table meant for? So I'll talk about all those stuff, but I just want you to understand the overall user interface. So are we clear on this? We understand this thing, that these are the tabs which are connected to the tables in the backend. Okay. And we will use these tabs to store or retrieve information into the tables. And then there is a home tab and the chatter tab. Chatter is more like a in-house social networking thing. So you can have this within your company. It's more like small social networking site which you can have. See, there's a chat option also available. So using this chatter, you can chat within your company, and you can also post status and everything, and you can have people's comment on that. Got it? So you go to this chatter thing, you will see that you have, it's more like the way you post something on a LinkedIn or a Facebook.
One question.
Yeah, please tell me.
So all these tabs, the campaigns, are they just tables or those are the CRM applications?
Sorry, those are?
The applications, the CRM application or the CRM module?
Yeah, so these applications are listed here. Okay. So like call center, marketing, sales, these apps are listed here. These are all connected to the tables in the backend. Fine. So the modules or application which you are talking about, those are listed here. Fine. Okay. So that is what we have got in developer edition. We will learn a little more about developer edition going forward. But before that, now let us go and understand. So developer edition is what we have created. Now let us understand what are the other editions which are available in Salesforce. Okay, give me 1 minute. Alright, so here we are. So here we have our editions. So basically your edition determines which features and functionality you can access. To determine which edition you are using, check the title bar of your browser. Okay. So where do you check this thing? Which edition you are using? On the title bar. Whenever you are logged in into a Salesforce instance, or you go to a client and the client is logged in, you want to understand which edition you are using, you just need to take your cursor here and it will show you which edition you are using. Fine. So right now we have created developer edition, so it should show developer edition. All right. So all right. So these are the different editions which we have in Salesforce. Basically, an edition determines what features you have. Okay. And based on the features, the pricing is also done. So it's not the same kind of pricing for all these editions. So for different editions, there is different pricing which is done. So we have personal edition, we have contact manager, group, professional, enterprise, unlimited, and developer. So out of these all edition, developer edition is only meant for learning and it's only for the learning and development part, and this has got nothing to do with the pricing part. So there is no pricing for this. All editions are paid editions. Okay. So let's see what all we have there. So personal edition is designed for an individual sales representative. So there is a personal edition which is meant for individual sales representative, which means you can just have one license. Okay, you can have only one user if you take personal edition. It's meant for individual sales representative, and it provides access to key contact management features. So very basic kind of contact management features are allowed here in personal edition, and you cannot have a second user. You just can have one user. That is the reason why it's called personal edition. Second one is a contact manager edition. Now contact manager edition is designed for small businesses. Okay, provides access to key contact management features, and it also includes things like activities, calendars, notes, and attachment reports. Simple reporting can also be done on this contact manager edition. And in contact manager edition, you can have maximum 5 users. So you cannot have more than 5 licenses on a contact manager either. Okay. Then the next one that we have is a group edition. Group edition is designed for small businesses and work groups. This can also have maximum 5 users or 5 licenses. Okay. Limited number of users. In addition to whatever we had in contact manager, it has opportunity leads, cases, dashboards. So these features are additional. Okay. Then we have professional edition. Now from professional edition, it becomes a full featured CRM functionality. Okay. And you also have the option of customization. If you look into this, you have easy to use customization and everything here. Okay. Straightforward and easy to use customization. So in all other editions that I just talked about, they do not even have that customization facility, but this has easy to use customization. It's a full featured CRM functionality. And professional edition you can have for any size of any team size, any size of your team. It can be 50 people, it can be 100 users. You have the option of increasing the size of the team. You can have 100 licenses, 500 licenses. Yeah, for every additional license you will have to pay them. So all the payments that you that Salesforce claims from you are on the license, per license basis. So for every additional license you will have to pay, but you have that option of paying more and getting more licenses. In the editions like Contact Manager and Group Edition, even if you pay more, you do not get additional licenses. Alright. Then the Enterprise Edition, this is the most popular edition. Okay. Designed to meet the needs of large and complex businesses. So this meets the requirements of complex businesses. Advanced customization can be done. Okay, integration can be done. Large scale deployments can be done. So this Enterprise Edition is a full featured thing, which has all the facility, customization abilities and everything. Then there is an Unlimited Edition. So Unlimited Edition is pretty similar to our Enterprise Edition, but it does allow you to create unlimited custom apps. So feature wise, Unlimited and Enterprise are same, but it has increased storage limit, unlimited number of apps which can be created, premier support. So these are the things which are better in Unlimited Edition. Feature wise it's same, right? So that is the thing. And then our Developer Edition. So Developer Edition is pretty similar to our Enterprise Edition. Okay, the Enterprise Edition and Developer Edition are same, almost same. Only difference between Developer Edition and Enterprise Edition is that Developer Edition has a very small data storage space and only 2 licenses are allowed, right? When I say Developer Edition has all the features of Enterprise Edition, you might start thinking that, okay, fine. Then why would not people start using Developer Edition, which is free? Why would they pay for Enterprise Edition? The reason is Developer Edition gives you a very limited data storage space, which is 5 MB, right? So that 5 MB is kind of too low for storing data. To give you a rough estimation, in 5 MB you can store approximately 300 or 400 records. So that is very less. I mean, any business will have more data, right? So Developer Edition does not allow you to store a lot of data, and they just allow you 2 users, right? So if you have more users and if you have more data, you cannot use Developer Edition. So Developer Edition is meant for learning. They have provided you that environment where you can put some sample data. 5 MB is good for putting close to 50, 60 records. You can put 300, 400 records also, but you can quickly put a few records into that, and then you can learn on that environment. So for learning, that is pretty good, decent environment. Clear on this? Are you fine? Okay. So that is about our Salesforce environment, and that's about our editions. So now we are on our Developer Edition. So here is the Developer Edition. So now if you see, you have different tabs available here, and you can enter the data or you can retrieve the data from here. Let's say you go to any of the tab. I know you will not understand this complete cycle, or how the data is flowing from one object to the other object, you will not understand this. So I will discuss about this. We will talk about this aspect also. But before that, what you have to do, you just have to spend some time on this. Fine. And then navigate through things. So I just want you to spend some time navigating through this interface. Maybe just go and click on one of the tabs, click on new, try to enter a record, then delete the same record, edit the record, that sort of thing, right? Before we get into details, and before I start talking about this application and I tell you about other components of it, I just want you to take out some time and play around with the interface. Okay. So what I call it is getting familiar with the application and the interface, so that when we discuss about other things, when I say okay, create a record, you should know how to create a record. When I say go to this tab, click on new, you should know how to go to the tab and all those things, right? So I just want you to spend some time on that part. So today we will not discuss any new thing. Tomorrow when we connect, we will start talking about this application. We will understand the sales application, completely, how data is flowing and everything. Today I do not want to get into that because you will not understand a lot of things since you are not aware of the interface. So spend some time on that part, get familiar with the environment, do your login, create some records. Just try, I want you to understand one simple